online at KBLA.store for holiday savings of 20% off all of our KBLA swag. For the best in merch, gift ideas, books, media, and more, log on to KBLA.store right now. And be sure to check out our KBLA team favorites at KBLA.store today. That's KBLA.store for all our official merch on your favorite talk radio station, KBLA Talk 1580, at 20% off, but only during the holiday season. Happy holidays.
Ho, ho, ho! Merry Christmas!
Hey Zoe, I'm calling your show, 'cause I need to know. Show me which way to go before I throw my man out the door.
Okay, hold on a second, Keisha. Just let me ask Ronald exactly what's going on, because it takes two to tango, and I need to hear his side of the story.
So she's driving me insane, got stress heavy on my brain. She keeps playing silly games, man, I'm about to bring the pain. We seem to fuss and fight every day and every night. Please give some advice so we can see the light, see the light.
Monogamy, or being in a relationship with one person, is actually very uncommon among mammals, with only around 3% displaying monogamous bonding. So what's the deal with humans? Is it really better to be with one person for your entire life? Historically, humans did not practice monogamy. The anthropological record indicates that tens of thousands of years ago, approximately 85% of human societies were composed of men with more than one partner. The reason why most of the world has shifted to socially imposed monogamy is debated among scientists, but a leading hypothesis is to minimize the risk of sexually transmitted infection. As human societies transitioned from small hunter-gatherer societies to larger, densely populated agricultural societies, models show the shift in lifestyle would allow STIs to proliferate, causing death and infertility. But while monogamy may have evolved to prevent STIs, what about now? Many maintain they are in a monogamous relationship, but are actually committing infidelity. Estimates of cheating among married Americans range from 21% to 57% among men and 11% to 35% among women. In fact, a study of college students in exclusive relationships found that 1 in 5 admit to using Tinder on the side. And those who identify as monogamous are less likely to practice safer sex, including condom use and STI testing, as they fear introducing these practices into a relationship may create suspicion. However, those in consensual non-monogamous relationships are more likely to use condoms for both vaginal and anal intercourse, be screened regularly for STIs, and discuss external sexual encounters with their primary partner. So now it seems those in consensually non-monogamous relationships may be at a lower risk for STIs than monogamous. A study using 1,500 individuals in monogamous partnerships and 617 individuals in consensual non-monogamous relationships found no significant differences on relationship function, overall satisfaction, commitment, and passionate love. In fact,
Hey! The voice of reason gonna kick your Wednesday off with a bang. Y'all know I'm crazy. We have to have conversations like this, or we just go into these relationship situations with blindfolds on, hoping that the best will happen. We are rolling the dice, so to speak. And that's why I decided to do tonight's topic. Let me tell you something. My safe haven is that damn cigar lounge. I go in there without a topic in mind. Soon as I sit down, God says, here's your download for the day. Here's your topic download for the day. And I spend the rest of my time cultivating that topic. And it came to me in a rush. Tonight's topic: are you relationship chattel? Now, of course, if you're an African American, chattel is a word that's probably or should be worse than the N word. Are you relationship property? This is what the slave master used to call slaves. Chattel, property, a fetish, a thing to be used. That's what fetish actually means, a thing to be used, a tool. They saw black people, men and women and children, in much the same light as they saw a plow. Except they wanted to have sex with the plow. My bad. I digress. Are you relationship chattel? Does your husband or wife actually belong to you? A deeper look at plantation relationships and the implied ownership of monogamy. In the words of the legendary Rick James, girl, who do you belong to? 1-800-920-1580. I want to encourage a national discussion on this topic tonight. I want us to talk. You heard the stats. 57% of men cheat. 33% of women cheat. These are people who claim to be monogamous. Do we have it incorrect? The way our mind is wrapped around this implied ownership that monogamy brings to the table. Are you each other's emotional, physical, mental, psychological, financial property? Are we each other's property? How you feel should only belong to me. You should only feel the way you feel in this relationship about me. You should never feel this way about any other. You should never spend your money on nobody else. You should never give your body to nobody else. And the only good thing that I heard, well, there were several good things, but I think the most important thing that I heard in that clip was societal monogamy. In other words, society pushes a narrative and then the people follow that narrative about monogamy, and that is it brought down STIs. To me, that's a good reason for monogamy. But does your partner own you? I've heard her say it. It's yours, baby. No, is it? 1-800-920-15. Lord have mercy. We gonna talk about it tonight. Before I get into all my questions, because you know I got a lot of them, I had to bring in a heavy hitter. Y'all know I love bringing in heavy hitters. Oh, Lord, 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 Lord. LMFT, author, and downright super spiritual, insightful, wise soul sister in the building. Delana Zimmerman joins the video. Get ready. Here we go. Exploring the concept of relationship chattel. I used to tell my girl, you belongs to me. You belongs to me. Unveiling the dynamics of the plantation relationship. And you know the plantation relationship is a power-based relationship. Whoever has the most power has the most say-so. You got to follow their lead. Are you in a plantation-based relationship? Does monogamy have an insidious implied ownership clause? And because you acquiesce to these things, have you unwittingly become relationship chattel? 1-800-920-1580. I want to know, I want to know, I want to know. What does the term "we belong to each other" actually mean? Ooh. True or false? A man or woman who wants to own their partner should be avoided at all costs. True or false? I want to know. I don't know. I'm just asking the questions. Can unconditional love have an owner? The questions get deeper. They get deeper. Does your wife belong to you? Does your husband belong to you? If you are not married, implied relational ownership from monogamy may not apply to you. If we're just dating, you can't own me. But if we get married, that's something different. Does the law give us ownership over each other? 1-800-920-1580. I want to know. I want to know. Yee. Do you feel like your relationship lacks communication? Yikes. Do you feel like you are walking on eggshells? You're in a plantation relationship. Somebody got the power and you don't because you tiptoeing. We want to know, are you in servitude in your relationship? Wow. Yee. Does your relationship lack intimacy, trust, or friendship? You there to fulfill a role. You got a job and an obligation and a responsibility in this relationship as my chattel. What are some alternative relationship models that can provide a more equitable and empowering dynamic? How can individuals in plantation relationships navigate the tension between societal expectations and their own desires for autonomy and agency? I got so many good questions. Get to your phone lines. The number to dial is 1-800-920-1580. When I come forward, we're going to talk to Miss Delana Zimmerman, and she's going to unpack all of these powerful questions.
We wish you a holiday season filled with peace and love and a new year rich with blessings. Mask up and stay safe. From all of us at KBLA Talk 1580.
People making lists, buying special gifts.
Environmental justice, pollution, and climate. In Los Angeles and across America, people of color are suffering and dying from disproportionate health impacts on a planet that has less than 10 years to prevent irreversible damage. Heat illnesses, respiratory illnesses, water-related illnesses, food system impacts, insect-related diseases, black maternal health, and mental health effects. As the impacts of climate change mount, millions of vulnerable people, our people, are going to bear the brunt of these extreme environmental events, which will likely lead to forced displacement, loss of cultural identity, and other related risks. These realities are as real as rain. Stay tuned to KBLA Talk 1580 for more details about the most progressive multimedia and live events campaign any black media outlet has ever undertaken to combat the climate catastrophe. Experts, events, empowerment. It's all on the way from unapologetically progressive KBLA Talk 1580. We don't black down. We level up.
Level up, 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 level up.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. Stay Housed LA has the resources you need to know your rights and the legal support to back them up. The COVID-19 pandemic has cost people their jobs and livelihoods. This has left an estimated 1/3 of households not being able to make rent and facing losing their homes. This is a fear no one in our community should have to face. You have rights, though, and Stay Housed LA is here to help. Stay Housed LA is a partnership between the County of Los Angeles, the City of Los Angeles, and local community and legal service providers. Together, they provide tenants with the information and support needed to exercise their rights so they can remain safely in their homes. Find out more about your rights by participating in a virtual tenant workshop. Get the legal assistance you need. Find additional resources in Los Angeles County and the City of Los Angeles. Stay connected to Stay Housed LA County for updates. This and more at stayhousedla.org. Stay connected to Stay Housed LA for updates. This and more at stayhousedla.org. That's stayhousedla.org. Or call their hotline at 213-694-0040. We've got your black with a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
You know you want some more. More. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
Nakupenda pia, nakutaka pia, penzi we.
Liberian girl, you came and you changed my world. A love so brand new. Liberian girl, you came and you changed me, girl. A feeling so true. Liberian girl, you know that you came and you changed my world. Just like in the movies. Two lovers in a scene. Then she says, do you love me? And he says so honestly, I love you, Liberian girl.
Nakupenda pia, nakutaka pia, penzi we.
Liberian girl, more precious than any pearl. Your love so
Throughout history, people have believed that women are monogamous by nature. So is that true or a myth? Let's see. Historically, in almost all cultures, women just got to marry this one man. But men, they had a wife, sometimes multiple wives, and then long-term mistresses, and even random sleeping around. It was almost accepted that men will be men, they will have affairs. But for women, it was believed that they don't need all this, they are monogamous. Turns out it's a myth. Basically, the obstacle for women was access. They were stuck in their homes. Now that women have entered the workforce, they go out, they earn money, they have independence, and the rates of affairs in women have gone up dramatically. It's almost getting equal to men now. Although it's true that on average, men do desire higher number of sexual partners, but that doesn't mean at all that women are completely satisfied with just one. But of course, men or women, please don't have affairs.
Ooh, don't believe him. I ain't been with nobody. The voice of reason is on fire tonight, man. We talking about it. Are you relationship chattel? Do you feel like an indentured, like a slave in your relationship? Does monogamy say, or does it imply ownership? I got Delana Zimmerman in the building. Can you unpack some of the powerful questions and information that you have heard thus far?
Well, I'm so happy to be on the show again, and this is a fire topic.
Thank you.
You know, absolutely ownership is implied in monogamy. And just being American, I can speak from an American perspective that very early in childhood, you're taught someone's going to come along and capture you. That's what girls believe. Someone's going to come along and save you and make you whole and make you have the value that you've wanted to have and to validate you. And then you belong to that person. It's even in like in the wedding, you know, cleave to your man and just be one and follow whatever the instruction is. But what I find interesting about that is that anything that you have to own and possess, you need to control it. And if you need to control it, you can't enjoy it.
Ooh, let's go deeper.
Ownership is oppressive.
Uh-oh.
Period.
Let's go deeper. Hey! Are you saying the person who seeks to own their partner are in some way insecure, dealing with unhealed wounds, dealing with something that they haven't dealt with internally?
Absolutely.
Talk to me a little bit about that.
Well, if I'm insecure, that really means I have an insecure attachment to other human beings. I'm either avoidant or dismissive, where I don't feel comfortable being vulnerable, or I'm overly attached, afraid of loss. And so I need to know that you need to make that promise to me, and then I need to control you to make sure you keep the promise.
So healthy people don't need promises? Talk to me!
You can make the promise, but you know that the person makes the promise to themselves, not to you. The character has to come from me. I have to be a secure person. I have to be a safe person. I have to be a safe person in myself. I can't make you feel secure because your insecurity is within yourself. It's how you perceive yourself. It's your self-concept that makes you feel insecure. You come to me insecure.
Lord have mercy. Listen, the concept of relationship chattel. Tonight, we're going to explore the dynamics of ownership within monogamous relationship. It delves into the implications of emotional, physical, and psychological ownership, as well as the lack of communication, trust, and intimacy within such relationships. We will also raise questions about challenging power dynamics, alternative relationship models, societal expectations, self-awareness, and consent within these relationships. Oh, Lord, the term chattel historically refers to a form of property, particularly in the context of slavery and the search. Let me just stop real quick. Gosh. Can we seek out other chattel because we are our own chattel? We are enslaved to the demands of unhealed wounds and experiences throughout our lives. So do slaves, relational slaves, seek to be with other relational slaves because it's familiar? Talk to me!
You know, these are very strong words we're using. This is very strong language.
Yes.
But if we slow it down and bring it down, let's talk about being in humanity with each other.
Come on.
Because mostly people don't know who they are, what they're made of, what their emotional and spiritual goals are in life. They're just seeking to acquire, attach, gimme, make me feel. Nobody can make you feel anything. You perceive it, you think it,
you define it,
you then feel it. It's all coming from you. So if you get mad because I said that, it's because you perceive that I shouldn't have said it, because I'm your man, I'm your woman. You should know better than to say that to me. It's all a mindset. And so when that's the only mindset there is, when the programming is this, everybody's programmed.
Come on.
So it seems like that's the way it's supposed to be. But what if everybody is falling and walking off the cliff of relationships?
Come on.
There's no safe places to be. Where do I go if everybody believes they're supposed to own the other? If all I want to do is love you and all you want to do is possess me because you have unhealed childhood trauma and you need to hold on to me because you think I'm your source. No, I'm a resource.
Come on.
I'm not a source in your life.
Not
I can't
the
be
source.
the source.
I am a resource.
I am a resource.
Not the source. Ooh,
and
Lord.
I bring my whole self, hopefully, to your whole self, and we practice wholeness together. oh my God, if I'm looking for you to make me whole, I'm in trouble.
Now, let's take that even further.
Sure.
Because you spoke on being in a relationship with a human being. Do our mistakes have a safe place in relationship?
There has to be room for it.
Oh, Lord, don't talk to me like I'm finna leave, y'all. Hey, it's nice talking y'all tonight. The show is over. I'm leaving. There has to be room.
There has to be. I'm growing up in front of you. I'm developing in front of you. I'm psychically, socially developing, emotionally developing in front of you, and you're supposed to be the safe place in which I do it. That's what marriage is really about. It's like, I want you to witness my development. I want you to witness my place here on the planet. The relationship has to have room. It has to be able to expand like the heart and constrict to contain it. Expand like the heart and constrict to contain the change. We're evolving together.
So, because sometimes, this is why the apology doesn't have any weight. This is why the infraction we can't get over it. This is why when something bad happens, whatever bad that happens, you know what you did? You have locked out trust. You have locked out acceptance. You have locked out compassion. You know why? Because I thought I could stay wounded in love's presence. Can you talk to me about that?
Look, you're a crazy person if you believe you're not going to experience any pain in a relationship. Like that the person is not going to disappoint. The person's not going to fall short of the glory of your thinking.
Speak on it, sister. A person is not going to fall short of the glory of your thinking. Keep going. Lord have mercy.
I mean, people are bringing their version of themselves to you, and you're bringing your version of yourself to them. And, brokenheartedness is going to occur if your expectation is that the person can't make any mistakes. If you have a mother that withheld love from you when you got in trouble.
Talk to me.
She said, get out my face. Go on in the room. You better not say nothing
You
to me.
You disgust me.
Yes, then you have a pain point when someone withholds love.
Ooh.
So when your partner may say, I don't feel like talking right now, it triggers your mother wound. And so it seems like your partner did the wrong thing because my man would never say, I don't feel like talking right now. My man, my ownership, would never say that to me.
Come on.
But in fact, what's happening is you're tapping into an unhealed place that you haven't learned how to manage yet. You don't know it's there. It's a blind spot. And so you're working out your childhood trauma in this relationship under the false idea that the thing that you own wouldn't behave in the way that it's behaving.
Ooh. Listen, what I own knows not to hurt me because I own it.
But you can't possess humans. You can't possess them. It's self-centered to believe that you are possessing a person and they were born to serve you and your feelings and never inconvenience you with negative emotion. You're responsible for negative emotion, to manage it, process it, ask yourself, what is it I'm afraid of? Get to the core and the truth of it. That's your work. That's your process. And then come to your partner, letting them know, I have managed this in myself and I want to discuss this conflict.
Hey, listen, I'm finna come forward right now because it's too hot. You need a second to process. We are on complete fire tonight. Stay tapped in.
Liberian girl, you know that you came and you changed my world. Just like in the movies, two lovers in a scene, and she says, do you love me? And he says so honestly, I love you, Liberian
girl. He's on fire tonight. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams exclusively on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Amber Payton. Here's the latest on the Black Information Network. The Lee County NAACP in Florida is speaking out against a deadly police-involved shooting earlier this month. The organization filed a civil rights complaint saying a black man was wrongfully shot and killed by a Fort Myers officer at his home on December 1st. Police say the sister of 57-year-old Christopher Jordan called 911, telling them her brother was threatening her with a gun. While trying to get Jordan out of the home, an officer reportedly shot and killed him through a window. The NAACP wants the officer to resign and a federal investigation into what happened. Oprah Winfrey's portrait is on display at the Smithsonian National Portrait Gallery in Washington, D.C. Chicago-based artist Sean Michael Warren painted the full-length artwork. She's shown wearing a floor-length purple gown and holding an olive branch on her estate in Montecito, California. The iconic talk show host attended the unveiling ceremony in the museum's courtyard. That's the latest. I'm Amber Payton on your home for 24/7 News, the Black Information Network.
Drought, war, and rising food prices have doubled the number of families facing malnutrition. You can help. $50 provides a food kit to feed a family for a month. Just text the word radio to 97646.
It's the gift-giving season, and we have a gift for you. Visit us online at KBLA.store for holiday savings of 20% off all of our KBLA swag. For the best in merch, gift ideas, books, media, and more, log on to KBLA.store right now. And be sure to check out our KBLA team favorites at KBLA.store today. That's KBLA.store for all our official merch on your favorite talk radio station, KBLA Talk 1580, at 20% off, but only during the holiday season. Happy holidays.
Ho, ho, ho! Merry Christmas!
When you're young, life is full of choices. Don't let opioids like highly addictive and deadly fentanyl take away your life with just one wrong pill. Addiction is a disease that can affect anyone at any age. But there is a choice to get help for this disease. Find medically proven treatment options, including virtual, at choosemat.org.
JP Morgan Chase is building on the investments in California and around the country to help close the racial wealth gap and build a more equitable future. As part of JP Morgan Chase commitment, they are taking action to help improve financial wealth and access to banking in the Black community, helping more people open low-cost checking and savings accounts, hosting community seminars with supporting Black-led institutions by building awareness about financial investments, hiring community managers, and opening community center branches like Crenshaw, Inglewood, in downtown LA. Visit today, jpmorganchase.com/racial equity. Again, jpmorganchase.com/racial equity. Get the tools to help reach your financial goals. Visit today, jpmorganchase.com/racial equity. Again, jpmorganchase.com/racial equity.
Don't you wish your life came with a warning app?
Stop. That dog does not want to be petted.
A heads up before something bad happens.
You should not send that text.
Uh-oh. Life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. With early diagnosis and a few healthy changes, you can reverse prediabetes and prevent or delay type 2 diabetes. To learn your risk, take the 1-minute test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its prediabetes awareness partners.
Now. We tend not to think about now. We dream about tomorrow, relive yesterday. But right now in front of us is victory over cancer. Right now, cancer research funded by the V Foundation is leading to better treatments and saving lives. Victory over cancer is there for the taking by you, because today's cancer research is tomorrow's victory. Learn more at v.org.
Don't give up. Don't ever give up.
There are 1,000 ways to say it.
Nope. Knock it off. Shut it down. Dream on. No dice. Give it a rest. Not a chance.
Or just...
All text. You focus on the road.
As a passenger, you have the power to prevent an accident. There are 1,000 ways to stop a distracted driver. Choose one.
A message from CTIA.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 believes in community empowerment. LA's 99 neighborhood councils form the grassroots level of the Los Angeles city government. The system was created to connect LA's diverse communities to City Hall. While neighborhood council board members are volunteers, they are also public officials elected to office by the members of their community. Neighborhood councils advocate on issues like homelessness, housing, land use, emergency preparedness, public safety, parks, transportation, and sustainability. They also provide local expertise on the delivery of city services to their various communities. Neighborhood councils are open to participation by anyone who is a part of the fabric of daily life in said community. This includes those who live, work, or own property or a business. If you are interested in stepping up to join your local neighborhood council, visit www.empowerla.org. That's empowerla.org. It's time to think globally, but act locally. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
You're listening to the voice of reason with Zoe Williams. Only on KBLA Talk 1580.
Just had a fight with my woman over something trivial told. We rarely have confrontation, and if the I said really was bold, I think she get it from my mama. Her bitterness passed down from old. When I'm calling out her drama, she too defensive to listen, I'll call so. Looking at, I got problems. You got the type of advice that I need. I couldn't get through on the mention series. Dana was hogging up the time that I need. Between working or being so clingy, plus the time zone difference don't make it more easy. Oh, so I figured I'd call in early, turn my life down, mercy, I got through. You tuned in, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. So just lay back your mind, something new. Everybody tuning in the zone, cause he is.
Yeah, absolutely. We need to rethink love and commitment. 60 years ago was when we decided that men had to be monogamous too. Men were not monogamous for all of recorded human history. Men had concubines and whores. And 60 years ago, straight relationships began to become more egalitarian, and it was less of a property transaction. A marriage had been a property transaction for most of recorded human history. And it became a union of two equals. And at that moment, instead of deciding to allow women to have the same sort of freedom and leeway that men did, we decided to let men have the same limitations, impose the same limitations that women had. And we put monogamous sexual commitment at the heart of all relationships, all long-term commitments, all marriages. And we have watched, we should now be able to recognize the consequences of that, which are a lot of short-term relationships, a lot of divorce, because monogamy is ridiculous, and people aren't any good at it. They're not wired for it. We didn't evolve to be. It's not natural. And it places a tremendous strain on our marriages and our long-term commitments to expect them to be effortlessly monogamous. Because what we've said is, if you're in love, you won't want to have sex with anybody else. And what we need to tell people is that if you're in love, you can make a monogamous commitment and you will refrain from having sex with other people, but you will still desperately want to the out of other people. But people understand love means I don't want to other people because of these misconceptions pumped into people's heads about romance and love and what it means. And so they meet somebody else that they're attracted to, and they're attracted to this other person. They go, well, I must not be in love with my partner anymore, otherwise I wouldn't be attracted to this person. Or they feel threatened when their partners are attracted to other people, as if, it makes them feel insecure. And we just need to get past that. And we talk about monogamy the way we talk about
The VOR, you ain't never heard nothing like it in the world. Listen, the home base right now is KBLA Talk 1580. You can't get it nowhere else. You can't tune in nowhere else in Los Angeles and get it. It's only here exclusively. Tonight's topic, are you relationship chattel? My special guest is Delana Zimmerman, LMFT. That's licensed marriage family therapist, right? Does your wife or your husband belong to you? We're talking about the implied ownership within monogamy. We're also talking about, are you in a plantation relationship? A plantation ship. Huh? Power dynamics. I take care of you. I provide for you. Don't question my authority. 1-800-920-1580. We got callers on the line. You already know this is a national discussion, and we want to talk to the people. Reggie from Austin, Texas. Get in here.
Man, this whole topic is incendiary, man. When you put the topic on your YouTube page, you put like 5 flames behind it, and that's real. When I think of the word chattel, I think of slavery, and I mean, the whole chattel thing is terrible because it's an imbalance. So we're gonna take that right up the table, because no one is gonna be in a relationship. No sane person is gonna be in a relationship with somebody that's totally imbalanced and abusive and all of that. We're not gonna talk about that.
Well, you'd be surprised. It's folks in relationships
how about I'm not gonna talk about that.
Okay, good, because there's
right.
people out there struggling, brother. Don't minimize their struggle now.
All right, yeah, that's their struggle. That ain't mine. But all right, so what if we're both sold out to each other? What if I use all of my resources to help you, and you use all of your resources to help me get what we want? Is it ever good to be totally sold out to anybody, even in marriage?
Ooh.
And if you're totally sold out to them, and that's no problem. I mean, you do whatever you want to do. I don't care what that, you know what I'm saying? That's your decision. But if you're sold out to them, does that mean that their problems belong to you too?
Ooh, Delana.
I love the question, sold out to them. I'm going to draw my own meaning to that. And what I would say is that that's what a marriage is, where you sell out to each other, that there's reciprocity. Teddy Pendergrass talked about a 50-50 love, but it only really means that there's a quiet balance of each other. You're committed to each other's emotional well-being. This is our new definition of love. It is the energy and the effort that I use in my life for my spiritual development and for your spiritual development. That's love. It's an action. It's a way of life. It's a mindset. So, yeah, your problems, they become my problems. Of course they do. We support and share with each other as we walk through this life. And that's the purpose of relationship, to join together. But when we talk about chattel, we're talking about control, fear-based relationships.
Right.
That I can't, you own my oxygen, so I can't breathe if you leave. But selling out to each other is I breathe, you breathe, and we breathe together. There's 3 entities to the relationship. So if you die, I don't die.
If that's the truth, then how can I do your work?
You can't.
Like, help me with that.
You can't do my work. That's the whole thing.
Wait. Hold on, Reggie.
What work?
Because I see where Reggie is going.
Where's he going?
And I like where he's going, but what I want him to remember is that spirituality is non-linear.
That's right.
So, to address what he said, the ownership of your problems. No. I take I share responsibility of your problem, but I have a different responsibility than you do. Your responsibility is to own your problem and fix your problem, heal your problem, work on your problem, hug your problem, love your problem. But my job is to support you by stewarding you, right? I'm going to be there with you. I'm standing in the gap with you. This is how I own part of your problem. By walking with you through the process and never abandoning you, encouraging you to keep your eye on your problem, to keep your eye on your inner work. I'm not responsible for fixing it. You are.
Yes.
But you know that you got me standing right next to you as you deal with your problem. Do you understand what I'm saying?
That makes sense.
There you go.
Great. Yep. It requires willingness. Everybody has to understand their own accountability, their responsibility to their own evolution.
And
that makes perfect sense.
Now watch this, Reggie. sometimes it get a little easier when you know what, I'm tired of looking at this problem. Let me lean on my partner for a moment and catch my breath. That's how you're a co-owner of their problem. Because you care about them. You want to see them conquer whatever issue they got going on. And the fact that they can look to you and say, you know what, I just need a breather.
That's right.
You say, come here, put your forehead on my clavicle and just rest it there for a minute, and then we're going to get right back at it. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Right. It's easier if they say that.
Well, relationships have to have agreements. You have to have spoken agreements, not assumed agreements. It has to be very specific, or there will be assumptions.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Reggie,
this helps.
What did you just do, brother? What did you do?
I benefited from Austin being in the building.
Austin, Texas is in the house. If you want to bring your city in the building, you know the routine, you know the deal, you know the process. All you have to do to join this national conversation is get on your phone line. Call me right now, 1-800-920-1580. We got a heavy hitter in the building in Delana Zimmerman. When we come forward, more fire for your mind.
Is it good to you? More Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams when we come forward.
Joey from Vermont, a farmer trying to get through the winter. Adriana from South Carolina, a single mother living paycheck to paycheck. Liam from Ohio, an injured father struggling to provide for his family. Hi, I'm Shanola Hampton, and I support the Feeding America network of food banks because they help provide over 6 billion meals to people in need each year. Learn more at feedingamerica.org.
1 in 4 Americans today are living with a disability. I'm one of them. People with disabilities are extremely talented, resilient problem solvers that have so much to offer. And we've got a trusted ally on our side, an organization we can rely on, Easter Seals. Easter Seals is leading the way to full equity, inclusion, and access to healthcare, employment, and education for people with disabilities, families, and communities. That's my Easter Seals. Make it yours.
Learn more and get involved at easterseals.com.
If you're a veteran with a service-connected disability that is directly impacting your ability to work, resources are available to help you find employment. VA's Veteran Readiness and Employment, or VR&E, can assist you with finding a job that uses your existing skills. Or, if you're interested in exploring a new field, a VR&E counselor can help you determine the right education or training options for a new career. Find out if VR&E is right for you by visiting va.gov/VRE today.
Turning my pain into purpose is pretty much what I have done to start this foundation.
In August 2020, after the death of George Floyd, Bridget Floyd and other family members established the George Floyd Memorial Foundation in support of the Black community.
It's going to take more than just us as a foundation. It's going to take the community, the world, to make a change.
Fight for racial justice for the Black community. Learn how at lovehasnolabels.com. Brought to you by Love Has No Labels and the Ad Council.
My mom has decided to learn to paint, and she's good.
My dad's now into creative cuisine, and I've already put on 6 pounds.
Learning new things comes with age.
My mom? She started forgetting my name and what we're talking about.
Forgetting well-known things doesn't. Memory loss may be a sign of Alzheimer's disease. Early detection gives you and your loved one time to plan for the future. Learn the warning signs of Alzheimer's at 10signs.org. Brought to you by the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
Hey, Dad, how do airplanes fly? What's in this box? Is this tree good for climbing? How are babies made? What does this thing do?
Kids are curious about everything, including guns. Talking to them about gun safety in your home is a good first step, but you can do more. Always keep your guns locked, unloaded, and stored separately from ammunition. Safe gun storage saves lives. Learn how to make your home safer at endfamilyfire.org. That's endfamilyfire.org. Brought to you by End Family Fire, Brady, and the Ad Council.
You know you want some more. More. It's the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
May I have this dance?
close to me that you could use a date tonight. Body that'll do you right.
Tell me.
Am I qualified? Baby, I know it's hard to believe, but this body here is free tonight. Ooh, you're very own face.
My plane is parked right outside.
My plane's parked right outside.
Come on, Prince.
Don't you wanna go for a ride?
My playlist is my co-host. We got Michael and Prince going at each other right now. Liberian Girl is cold, but I'm gonna have to go with International Lover on this one.
I think so.
Whoa, ladies and gentlemen, the voice of reason is on fire tonight. We have an amazing topic. We got a battle versus going on. This is crazy. Are you relationship chattel? Goodness gracious. My special guest, of course, is Delana Zimmerman, LMFT. She's in the building. We're fielding calls right now. Let's get our callers on the line. Attila from Houston, Texas has been on the longest. Get in here.
What's up, y'all? What's up? What's up?
Hey.
How are y'all?
We good. How are you enjoying tonight's topic, and what are your thoughts on it?
Oh man. All right. So I'm going to speak to my people on this one, Black quote. I believe that we are still on the auction block mentally, right? Which is why I think we hold on to our partners so tightly. Still trying to piece together a lot of things I think that we have lost, right? And so trying to fit into this paradigm that's been given to us, which is one man, one woman, that's pretty hard to do when you've been made to be a breeder. How does that work? Right? So that's why I said, do you belong to you? Do slaves have options? How are you a slave with ownership?
Go ahead.
Ooh, that's such strong language, Attila.
I love it. She's right in the metaphor. She's right there.
That's why I said.
Yes.
I really wanted to touch, do you belong to you? And in many cases, Attila, no, not at all. People are looking to give themselves away. They don't know. They don't know our own value. When I talked about being humanized, they don't know how to humanize themselves. People objectify themselves and give themselves away. They consider themselves, a lover or a fighter or these object ideas. I'm a giver. I love hard and all this stuff. And it's like, please, I'm giving myself away to something. I want to be chosen and taken away from the life that I'm currently living because it's so uncomfortable just being me. People haven't learned how to master themselves, yet they want to get in relationships because they believe that they won't have to deal with themselves wholly. If someone comes along, then I can just focus on them. I can just give myself to them instead of ever giving myself to myself.
But I have to ask, isn't relationship the whole self-maker? Even when you're not ready, even when you're not ready, there will be aspects of yourself that will come to the surface in the mirror of relationship. Your thoughts?
Absolutely. That's the only way you can know yourself fully and completely is in the mirror of relationships. But if you don't have the skill set to manage it, or if you are blind, if you have so many blind spots about what your purpose is in relationship, then you won't evolve. You'll just, it'll be police reports and...
Police reports, and y'all listening tonight.
Non-fatal choking. That's what will occur.
Wow.
When both people are seeking to, or are in a relationship from fear. We said before, I'm not always in love with you. Sometimes I'm in fear with you. I'm afraid you're going to leave me. I'm afraid if you leave, I won't be able to survive. I'm not going to be okay because I've made you my God or I've made you my source.
But you're just a resource.
Just a resource. Lord. And so being in fear with people is really the lonely, painful place because no one is going to be your ideal of them. They can only be who they are.
Attila, you got more questions? Because
I do.
We'll shoot away. Let's go.
I got one more question. Bet 100, 200. All right. So, do you believe that if you are someone who has like an insecure attachment style, right? So fearful avoidant, dismissive avoidant, insecure attachment, whatever. Do you believe that you should wait until you are more secure within yourself before undertaking a polygamous relationship? So
polygamy?
Ooh, wow.
Polygamy? You'll get everything you need in polygamy, or you'll lose everything that you thought you had in polygamy. If you have an insecure attachment, you're going to act a fool, and that's just the bottom line. If your goal is to learn more about yourself and to evolve, if your goal is to do the work, even with insecure attachment, then you can create more security in yourself. You can decide, I'm good enough. I have everything that I need within me, and I'm participating in relationships. But if you need the relationship to give you everything that you need 5 people to give you everything that you need, you'll always be needing. So insecure attachments can become more secure. They can. But if that's not your goal, to do the work, to process the feelings, to manage the nervous system, to learn how to breathe, meditate, exercise, and live inside of yourself, become your own resource, then you're going to act a fool.
You're going to act a fool. Attila, guess what? You got another one. Hold on. She said, hold on, wait a minute, I got more.
Wait a minute. So based on what you said, okay, becoming basically a fuller, higher version of yourself, right? Isn't that what you should do, whether it's monogamy or polygamy or whatever?
Period. Single. Kind of absolutely. It is the base. That's what we're talking about. But people, do you realize that people are walking on the planet not recognizing that there's work to do? That they don't realize that they have a responsibility to be a healthier, safer person on the planet, with and without a gun. It doesn't matter. Like we are dangerous to ourselves and to others. Sleepwalking. And getting in relationships, fooling people into marriage, fooling people into buying bags and purchasing. Women are becoming daughters. Like, literally, they're in relationships with men, and they are daughters.
Ooh,
and that's the possession is, I possess you because I bought you with a bag and a watch. That is happening.
Don't forget the shoes, because they got to match.
And so, there's all kind of ownership going on, and it's a cold slave trade.
Ooh, Lord. Attila, I got to let you. Attila, what did you just do? Because you did some things right now. What did you just do, Attila?
I brought Houston in the building.
Houston, Texas is in the building. If you're not a part of this national discussion, I don't know what to tell you, because there are a lot of people out there that are afraid to have this conversation. There are a lot of people out there that are afraid to call in. There are a lot of people out there afraid to acknowledge that they are guilty of some of these thoughts, of some of these scenarios. They live in relationships like this. You can call in. You're not going to be judged. We're just going to love on you and appreciate what you're saying, because guess what? We need to have the conversations that we refuse to have behind closed doors. That's what the voice of reason is. I'm going to have this conversation publicly. You can call in anonymously. You can say your name is Benny Booyow from Boston, and that's fine. Just call in and reveal what it is that you need healed. Part of healing is talking. So many of us do a lot of walking. We walk away from the problems within ourselves. We walk away from the problems in our relationships. But part of healing is talking.
Yeah.
This is a safe space for you to talk. All you got to do, 1-800-920-1580. When I come forward, more fire from the VOR.
Baby, if you're good girl, I'll introduce you to my right. Don't you wanna come inside? Come on, baby. I'm gonna fly too fast.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Amber Payton. Here's the latest on the Black Information Network. The Lee County NAACP in Florida is speaking out against a deadly police involvement.